Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Just getting ready to do our the 6th episode of Prison Outbreak for Zombicide, and of course, dum dum dum. Have a couple of, well, not really, just one correction, and we'll get right to the action. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get us right to the table. As you know, last turn we had a pretty tremendous event happen with the abomination coming out pretty early. Is what it is, but we'll see how we manage through this. I got some great directions from my friend Dan down in Australia and how he's going to handle Belle, and just some general thoughts on what we should do because we got some trouble brewing. And let's play it out and see how it goes. So for the correction, cars only move 2 spaces. So when these zombies spawned right here, it actually spawned with Joshua in the police car. So that's what we're going to look at right now. That's the only correction. Not huge, not earth-shattering, but still a correction. So there we have it. Now we're going to continue on with our characters and see what kind of destruction we can do on these zombies. So anyway, to kind of correct my correction, that was actually, see, that would be one action for him because the car can move 2. So he could have still ended up in, or rather to continue my correction, he still could have ended up in that space with 2 actions and had an action left over, but there was really nothing for him to do. So just to make it clear, cars can move up to 1 or 2 spaces in an action. So obviously that makes them faster. So that's going to end our corrections. Now we're going to continue on with our player moves. I think we're going to start with Watts, and I believe when I show you this you'll understand why, but let's go to his player sheet and talk about it. So Watts has the best weapon he could possibly have for going into the melee section with against the fatties, the Berserker fatty and 2 walkers that are with him, because he's got this, the chainsaw. Noisy as heck, but you can see that it's going to roll 5 dice. It's a 5+, but it does 2 points of damage per hit, so we can kill the fatty as well. If he can get that done quickly, then the characters can continue to move through there and away from the abomination. Now, we might even use Grindlock's taunt ability to draw the abomination away from the majority of the players. We'll have to see how that works. I haven't used that ability in game yet, so this will be interesting to see if it's worthwhile. Okay, so here's Watts right here. He's got the baseball bat. You can see him. He just got rushed past by this big giant baddie right there. He's gonna, that guy's, that abomination's gonna get us if we're not careful. So, but for his first move, Watts is going to move into this location with these 3 guys, and then he's going to roll 5 dice for his chainsaw. And when he does that, hopefully we'll get enough hits to kill all 3 of them in 1 hit. And that would be awesome. So first off, he moved out of his 3 actions. He moved. He got us in that zone. If he does manage to kill all 3 of these guys, he's going to go into the next level and get an extra action as well. So let's see how we do. Okay, here we are at the dice roller. Let's see how we do. Well, he got 2 hits on that one. So if you go by priority, here I'll show you the priority chart, and we'll show you how, actually it's melee. It doesn't matter. Yeah, obviously he wants to take out the fatty. So with one of his hits, he's going to take out the fatty. With another, he's going to take out the walker. So here we are. His first melee hit. By the way, the priority thing is only for range combat. He takes out our ugly little fatty friend here, and he takes out one of the walkers in 1 action. That's his second action. Now that, it looks like, as I look across at his sheet, is going to put him up to 7, which is going to give an extra action. But it bounced to his character sheet and show you that first. Yeah, as you can see, that put him up to 7 experience points, giving him another action. So I think what we're going to do with him is, he's got to get out of range of it. Yeah, he can take 1 more swipe. He's definitely going to kill that walker, and then he'll be able to move 1 further. Let's see how that goes. Okay, here we are back with Watts. Now we're going to go roll 5 dice at the dice roller and see if we can't take out this zombie. It would be a shame if we couldn't, but let's go roll. Okay, we need 5 fives. Oh man, we got 2, so we did kill that walker. That's going to give Watts 1 more experience, and then he'll move. We'll go back to his move for his last action. Okay, so for his last move, we took out this walker here, so he gets another experience point. And for his last move, he's going to move up to this section as he heads down the street to try and get to the door and get to that objective token. So with that said, unfortunately the way I've been playing it is once you, I think in in single player, just one player, you can pick whoever you want, but I've been playing it like a multiplayer game, so I'm going to have to go to Joshua next, and I have an idea for him as well. So here's Joshua in the police car, and obviously in researching the police car, he's not going to be able to run over the abomination. The police car actually only does 1 point of damage, so if he did barrel through that abomination, the best he could do is get past it. But we're not going to do that. We're going to take him somewhere else. He can't go up this way because he'd run over his two friends. So let's do this. First, we're going to move him over here. Okay, that's one, and then we're going to roll for those ones there. So there's two berserker zombies there. He's going to hit them with the car, and let's go to the dice roller for that before we continue his move. Okay, here's his dice roll. Okay, no, he did. He hit once. So he killed one of these berserker walkers there, and then he'll continue because he gets 2 moves per action. So that's 1 action right there. Now for his next action, he's going to swing up the street for 2. Bam. Now I do have to go give him another experience point. And then for his last action, his third action, because he won't quite make it to get another action, he's going to go here and then here. So he's tooled around the corner there, again with the thought of getting away from the abomination and trying to go around the corner where he can help his friends better. But he did take out 1 zombie. I'm going to go just his sheet for experience, and we'll get back to the table. Okay, so you can see Josh is at a 5, so he's got a couple more experience points to go before he kicks over and gets an extra action. He does have the lifesaver ability, so we want to keep him going. And he's not really in any danger, which is good. But now we're going to move on to Grindlock. That's going to be interesting. We'll see how that goes. So here's Grindlock. You can see he's got his shotgun and his fire axe. Not going to do any good against the abomination that he's in the space with. But he can use his taunt ability, so I'm going to go to the book and just show you how that works. So, as you can see, taunt right there, it says the survivor can use this skill for free once during each of his turns. He can select a zone your survivor can see. All zombies standing in that selected zone immediately gain an extra activation. They try to reach the taunting survivor by all means available. Taunted zombies ignore all other survivors. They do not attack them, and cross the zone they stand in if needed to reach the survivor. So here's what we're going to do with our friend Grindlock. So for Grindlock's first move, he's going to go here. Okay. And so then I think, yeah, he'd have line of sight if he moved here as well. So we're going to move him there. That's 2 actions, and he's going to use his taunt action for free. And he's going to draw he's going to obviously do it on this space, one he can see. He's going to draw the abomination. He gets an extra activation and moves to there. Now, he doesn't want to do that again. Actually, he could, but he's got, because he does have, no, he only has 3 actions. And with that, he's going to, no, because if he does, he'll get ran over. He's going to stay right there. So obviously he's dragging the abomination with him, and we're going to have to get the others out of the way so they don't go chasing them instead. You know what he could do for his third action is make some noise. So that's what he does. He not only did he taunt the abomination, but he made noise just in case. So let's go on now from Grindlock. We're going to go to Kim, who sees the abomination, watches Grindlock run by, yelling and screaming at the abomination to chase him, and she knows she's got to get the heck out of there. So here's Kim. Now she's just got a bunch of melee weapons. She really can't do much in the way of fighting anything, and she's just got to get away from this abomination right now. I thought, as I look at the board, you can see that she's there. She's the pink-ish miniature, and we could send her into there, but the problem with that is that she's not going to get a level if she takes that objective. She'll be right at the point where she doesn't get a level, right before it. So it's not going to increase her up to get a second action, and she might get stuck in that room, and that's not a very good idea. So, however, if she moves to the area, well, she's moving out of the area with the abomination. And it says that the abomination using the taunt ability ignores all other survivors. But in addition, if you don't have slippery, it takes 2 actions to move out of the survivor area. So, I guess what we're going to have to do here is we're going to take Kim, and we're going to move her out of there. I'm still going to stick with the rule that takes 2 actions, even though the abomination is ignoring her. So that's 2 of her 3 actions, and then for her 3rd action, she will move here and be facing off these guys down this way. Now we're going to move on to from there to Belle. Now Belle's in the same situation as Kim was, but the difference is that Belle doesn't have to. She's got an extra action, so she can get a little farther than Kim. And we don't want to cause too much noise because we definitely want to keep drawing the abomination along with Grindlock. Now we do know that based on the way I read the rules, the abomination is going to continue to go after Grindlock because it says it distinctly says it ignores other survivors. So they don't need to attack or anything like that. They do not attack them and cross the zone they stand in if needed to reach the taunting target. So, okay. I still am going to play with it takes 2 to exit a zone with a living walker in there or a zombie in there, unless you have the slippery ability. So let's go to the table with Belle. But what Dan wanted to do with Belle was come down here and attack some zombies. But I don't know if we can get there. So the 3 berserkers are dead, and that would have been her targets. Because I had Watts go through there with the chainsaw, which, by the way, I forgot is quite noisy. So there is some additional noise here. He took 2 swipes with it before he moved on. So there's 2 there and a character. Anyway, let's go back to Belle. So Belle's going to move. It's going to take her 2 to move there. 1 to move there. Now she still has a free move action. Does she want to leave Kim by herself with 3 walkers coming, or does she want to stay there and help her take them out? That's the question of the day. Dan, what do you think you'd do? Based on the fact that Belle's pretty action-oriented, she'd probably stay there and fight off help Kim fight off these zombies that are going to come into their space, and they both have a really good chance of getting them all. But if Kim stays there, it's going to take 2 actions, wherewith, well, it's going to take either of them, probably 2 actions to kill all 3. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's where she's at. She still has a free move action and an action. Let's see. But if she goes in there, she's only going to kill 2. Yeah, she's not quite. So, yeah, I think she's just going to hang loose there and wait for we're going to wait for these zombies to come to them. Dan, let me know if that's okay. I'm trying to think this through. If she steps up and takes a swipe at these zombies, best she can do is kill 2 of them. We definitely still have to get this objective token. So, well, getting it is not the ideal situation. Ideally, I want Shannon to get it because that'll put her up to the next level, and she'll get another action. So, well, actually, Shannon has the point blank ability. So let's go look at that. This may work out okay. So here's the point blank ability. As you can see when firing it, it's at 0 range only. So that's not going to help either. I thought maybe we could move over and take a shot without hitting Belle if she moves in to fight those zombies. And we don't want Belle to take an injury. So Belle is not going to move into that spot. But we have zombies coming the other direction too. There's only 3 there. Shannon will be able to help Kim the next turn after grabbing the objective token. So I think let's have Belle keep moving then. I hope that's okay with you, Dan. Kind of deviated because of the actions with Watts, but I wanted to make sure that the chainsaw was the fastest, most efficient way to take out those berserkers. Okay, so here we are. So this is her. She's remember, she still has a free move action and an action, so she's going to move there. Now she still has an action, but moving up 1 more, she's not going to be able to attack. So she'll just hang out there. She has no firearm. She can't get to that guy. That's going to end that. So that'll be where she ends up. And now we're going to move to our last player for this round, and that's Shannon. Okay, well Shannon, she's a risk taker. Now she has her gunblade and her meat cleaver, and a pistol, so she can do some serious damage. But for her first action, she's going to move in here. She's going to pick up this objective token. Okay, that's going to be worth 5 experience points. So let's go to her player sheet and see how this plays out. Now, if you recall, she also picked up a previous objective token, so she's gotten 2. That means she's going to be at 10. Let me adjust her sheet here. Okay, she is now at 10 experience. You see she's got her weapons all nice and handy. So let's go back to the table. That does give her another action. So she used one action to move in there, one action to pick it up, and now she's still got 2 actions to go. Not a bad thing. So she's at least going to be able to get into the area where she can help Kim. So let's go back to the table. Okay, here she is, right here. Good old Shannon. She's going to exit this door. Let's pan back a little bit. She goes right into this space. That's her third action, and then her extra action is going to be to take her here with Kim. And that's going to end the player's turn. So we're going to go on to zombie attacks, and then moves, and then spawn point spawns. So let's go to that now. This zombie here has one good direction for all the noise and everything. So he's on the spawn point, this berserker. He's just going to move here, seeing the abomination, chase him along. Now we're going to take the abomination here. He's going to continue to chase our good friend there. And then that'll be it for that one. These 3 here are going to move into the space with Kim and Shannon, and then we're going to move on to these ones. Now we're starting to pile them up on the fence here. So as you can see, we got all these guys chomping at the fence. Now since there's players both here and here, and most of the noise there are players here and here. Most of the noise is right here. I'm going to keep them up against the fence at this point in time. Now they may end up moving along the fence, chasing the players, but that's going to end that. Okay, now over here we got one walker who's going to move into the space with Watts and Belle, who are leading the charge down to collect these other 2 objectives, which was also in Dan's instructions with the ladies. So we're going to get that done. And these 3 here are going to move there, and that's going to end the zombie movement. Now we're going to go on to spawns. Okay, guys, so here we are. We have an interesting spawn here. This is kind of scary for us. I got to check the rules real quick and make sure we can do this. I'll be right back. Okay, so yeah, look. That is a berserker fatty right there. You see it has the berserker symbol on it. Sorry, berserker abomination. And the plus sign in the middle of fatty means that abomination is going to spawn. I know you sometimes have only one abomination, but since there are 2 types, these are 2 different types. I'm going to play, I guess, if that's okay, unless someone comes in and tells me no, that that's not the right way to play it. And then we'll change that to a fatty and 2 walkers. But this is sure making things interesting to have a berserker abomination come on to the table. Kind of hinders our game plan quite a bit of trying to get the rest of these objective tokens. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to do this now. Looks like run one way, turn around, run the other way. I don't know. It's going to be crazy. Anyway, that's that spawn point. So we're going to move on to the next one. Okay, here we just spawned one runner. You can see that in the yellow zone, it's just one runner right there. So that's all that spawned there. And we're going to take that one off. Now we're going to go to the silent alarm spawns point. So this one could be worse. I mean, we're spawning a lot of regular walkers, but there's quite a bit of them. So this will add now 6 heading towards Belle and Kim. So it's getting a little hairy for them, but nothing they can't handle with all of their weapons. They're pretty loaded for bear. So I think they'll be okay. But now they see that there is an abomination coming down the other side of the street. Man, I was sure hoping that we were only going to be able to taunt the one and keep him running around while we collect the objectives. If that, I'm going to thoroughly check and make sure. But if that holds true, then we have 2 abominations on the board and no way to kill them. We're going to be in a serious world of hurt. So anyway, let's go to the last spawn point. This last spawn point just spawned a normal old walker, so nothing dramatic there. And that, my friends, is going to end the turn, and all the zombies are spawned, everything's out on the board. It's kind of crazy. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. I mean, I might have Josh jump out and start doing searches, see if we can find a 3-point weapon of some kind. And by the way, even with the Berserker Abomination, a Molotov cocktail will kill it. So maybe we can get lucky and put one of those bad boys together so we can toss it at least one of these guys. So when next we come back, we got a pretty hairy situation. We got Grindlock here getting chased by this one. We got the rest of our guys, except for Josh, all tied up right here. These 2 with one zombie in the area, 3 more coming, and then that bad guy, big bad berserker abomination down there. And then here we got 3 coming here and 3 there, so we're stuck in the middle. If we try and bum rush through the gate, we got to take care of all these guys, man. It's just getting crazy on us. Now, at least there's the chainsaw. The chainsaw literally could mow down through all those guys pretty quickly if we need to, but I made a commitment to try and get the rest of the objective tokens. It's looking kind of bleak though, so we'll see how it goes. Maybe we can pull this out. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll be back next time. This is turn 6, or actually episode 6, and we'll return next time with episode 7.